Good evening or good morning, everyone, based on when time you get around to watching this video. Hope everybody's having a good day. Just wanted to touch base with everybody, kind of give you updates on what's going on with me, some general school updates, and talk a little bit about our the importance of our typewriting process that we've got going on. I am not officially back yet. I know I spent all day at Fulton on Monday, and that was the first time I worked a full day since July 1st, maybe something like that. But I'm hesitant to say that I'm back because then y'all will expect me to be here every day. And I'm taking it just a day at a time, work full day today, hopefully full day tomorrow. And if my energy level stays good, I'm gonna try and push for a full week. Man, working 5 full days in a row. I don't know if that's really in my best interest. We'll have to see how it all plays out. I did manage to mow the yard yesterday, so that was a step in the right direction. I got to work out today for a little bit. Not a whole lot, because if you know me, I don't work out a whole lot. I just talk about the need of working out a whole lot. But I'm slowly but surely getting better, and I appreciate all the prayers and supports and words of encouragement from everyone. And it does make a difference, and I appreciate that, and I'm glad to kind of get back in the swing of things. For a while, I didn't care about the swing of things. I was just kind of trying to get through the day. Desiree would text me and ask me a question. Literally, I'd type back, "I don't care. Whatever you want to do is fine with me." And but now I've kind of getting plugged back in. My wheels are turning again, and I feel like I'm ready to get rocking and rolling and finally start the 2016 school year. Some of y'all started already. I haven't, so hopefully I can get back in the swing of things. Big news on the school front today. We hired a math teacher for the Peregrine Wing. Her name is Jessica McMahon, and she comes to us with a year of experience at South Doyle High School last year and a year of internship prior to that. And honestly, I was super excited because at this time of year with math, you pretty much hire anyone who's alive. And this young lady was very impressive in her interview, and she's someone I would have recommended to hire back in April when you start the hiring season versus at the end of the mid-year hire. So when sometimes the selections are not as the pool is not as deep for applicants. So I'm very excited about her. She's going to start with us on Thursday. Big shout outs to Miss Dalton, Kim Dalton, that is, Kathy Coleman, and Sean Kelly, who've kind of just jumped in and taken over those classes. And kind of had to pull double and triple duty on some things. So big shout out to them. I've heard from a lot of people about our climate at the school right now is a little bit off kilter. We got more student activity going on in terms of discipline and misbehavior. And I apologize for that. I do take a lot of ownership of that, of me being out. Not that I necessarily have a huge influence over that, but I do think that me kind of falling out late in the summer kind of helped some things fall through the cracks that allowed some of the discipline issues to kind of crop up. We've got kind of a perfect storm kind of around student discipline right now, where we're short ISS at the beginning of the school year. I thought I had something cooking that didn't pan out, so we were short for ISS there for a few days, and that helped not get us off to a tight start the way we want to. When you don't start tight, it's hard to tighten things back up. And then we've also got the disparities in educational outcomes report coming out, which shows some disparities around suspensions with students of African American students, special ed students, and students that come from poverty. Guess what? We've got a lot of students who fit into those subgroups, and so we've had to kind of rethink some of our discipline strategies. Not that that's a bad thing; it's just an adjustment period for us to kind of understand how best to accommodate the balance between keeping kids in school, but also protecting our learning environment. I'm not going to compromise our learning environment so that we keep kids in school, but at the same time, we got to think of some ways we can be more restorative about our practices and maybe provide some other things besides suspension. So it's an adjustment period for us, as well as a lot of folks across the district for those things. And we've got about 75 more kids than we had last year. I've never seen Fulton had this many kids. I'm sure Bob Black has seen Fulton with more kids than this, but I have not. So, and this kind of just caught us by surprise that we've got an extra 75 kids, which is close to almost 10% of the school, maybe 8% of more students than we had last year. So, and they're mostly freshmen. So, as we all know, freshmen are more high energy. So that all kind of comes together with making some difficult scenarios there. But we will get our house back in order. I promise you that. Fulton has never been a place, in my opinion, where discipline has been a huge problem. Obviously, we have high needs kids, but we do a pretty good job of balancing, supporting kids, and also protecting our learning environment. So we're going to continue to do that, and we're not going to back down on our expectations for student behavior. If anything, we're going to ramp those up to make sure students understand that their role is to learn and to allow teachers to teach and be respectful to the adults and also be respectful to each other and also to be respectful for themselves. Yesterday, Monday, could be today, depending on when you watch the video, opened up the observation window. And all day long, Miss Jones had teachers coming in her office for pre-conferences. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, a pre-conference. I said, oh, yeah. She goes, don't you have 3 observations this week? I said, oh, yeah. So I quickly tried to schedule 2 of those 3. That third person, you know who you are, who I've not scheduled with yet, but I'll get with you. Just a couple things as we open up the observation window. If you want to have all your observations unannounced, you have that right. So please let me know sooner rather than later if you want to have all your observations unannounced. Otherwise, the fall will be announced, the spring will be unannounced. Because we don't have finalized data yet, we will not be able to grant our level 5 teachers the walkthrough option. And traditionally, I think no one has ever taken that option here at Fulton. Just my beliefs and our beliefs as a observing team at Fulton is that we 2 things. One, the observation process is about growth. We want better teaching so that we have better student learning. Okay, I think this is probably one of the best things about our current rubric. It kind of gives us a blueprint for what good teaching is and then how we can learn and grow as observers and teachers to do a better job of pushing our students and supporting our students so our students are learning at higher levels. And the second thing is we do not try and set teachers up to fail. We're very much about setting teachers up for success. What does that mean? It means we're not, you're not going to see us doing a 4th block on a Friday of homecoming observation. That's just not going to be fair to you as a teacher. We're always trying to think, is this a fair time to do an observation? Is it not a fair time to do an observation? And we never want to set teachers up in a bad situation. Every now and then it happens, but please, if you think it's happening to you, please let us know. We do have, let's think here, in terms of observing in our building, Faust is new, James is new, and Sean Kelly's new. Faust and James have done it before at their previous schools. Sean is new to the process. But I have the utmost confidence that Sean will do a good job with that, and I know David and Chris have a history of doing a good job with those. So if you have any questions about observation process, please give me a holler, and I will be happy to chat that out with you. Last thing is the Tide writing process, and I can't tell you how excited I am about the process we made the last school year, how we've grown in terms of our student writing. We've made big leaps. Pushing students to write is a process that doesn't happen all of a sudden. You gotta chunk it in and add another layer and add another layer, and eventually we'll get to where we have high quality writing going on a regular basis with our students. I believe that wholeheartedly that our students are capable of that. We've got to provide the supports and the push to do that. We cannot settle for less than our students' best. Something I've learned in my 19 years in education is kids don't always give you their best effort. Maybe you've seen that, maybe you haven't, but trust me, kids will give you what you accept from them. If you accept less than their best, that's what they're going to give you 90% of the time. Okay? When students turn in writing samples and you're not happy with them, let students know why you're not happy with them and allow them to turn that back in. Okay? Don't accept less than their best with it. Going through this writing process with the read and think, talk, write protocol is hard work. It's hard for us to do. I know as a former science teacher, I definitely would struggle with this, but I'm telling you, it's important for our students. Our kids we have to build their skill set, put tools in their toolbox to be successful down the line. This is one of those tools we've got to get right. So I want to encourage you guys to buy into this process. It's good for our kids. I know each and every one of you sat earlier this summer and talked about why writing and literacy is important in your content area. So you know it's important. We've got to make sure students know it's important. We have to show them it's important by not accepting less than their best, and we've got to make it meaningful. You know, I think last year, let's say if we had a writing sample due on October 30th, guess when folks were writing? You got it, October 29th. And, you know, I'm as guilty as anyone of doing things at the last minute. We've got to move from where we're going from compliance to making it meaningful part of teaching your content. You can use writing and reading and literacy to enhance your curriculum and to teach content, not just something you're doing because I made an 11 to 12 to 13, 14 minute video to talk about it, okay? It's a challenge for many of us. A lot of us have a lot of standards to cram into a little bit of time, but find articles to support your content, find articles to enhance your content, and also it's going to appeal to our students. Don't make it something that you do just to do it. I know Ms. Brinks, Mr. Yoakley, those people are great at finding resources. Please go out and seek those folks out, and they will definitely help you doing that. But it takes planning to do that. If you wake up and it's October 29th and it's due to the 30th, you're going to grab what you can. Be thoughtful about how we do with it, how we are rolling this out. Just so you know where we're going long term, I know we've got an instructional focus on Wednesday. You're supposed to respond to a survey, watch a video, one of the 3 teacher videos of someone giving a lesson, and then we're going to gather. There's an assignment that goes with that. You need to download that or grab that off the module and complete that while you're watching the video so that you're prepared to discuss in the instructional focus what you saw the teacher doing that was effective. We're going to put you guys in groups. We're going to do some modeling and some coaching of each other. I want to encourage you to really buy into that. Don't make the 30-minute instructional focus. I think it's 30 minutes. And again, compliance, get engaged, grow, and get better, and push your partner through that. Okay, we're then going to roll that RTT. We're not writing it. We're just reading, thinking, and talking. We're gonna give you a 2-week window to do that in your classrooms. And in the best case situation, you notify your coach of when that's going to be, so your coach can watch you do that and give you feedback on that. We all know life happens and lesson plans are changing every day based on the day before, but we would like to try and get someone in front of to watch you do those lessons so that we can get some feedback on those. We're going to ask that after fall break, you have at least one literacy-based assignment where you're going full bore with the protocol. You're reading, you're thinking, you're talking, you're writing, and then you're giving feedback and rewriting again. Again, we're not going to accept less than the student's best. We're going to rewrite and resubmit. One in the fall after fall break, and we're going to have two of those literacy-based assignments for second semester, one prior to spring break and one after spring break. Our plan is that we spend a lot of time teaching the process to both teachers and students in the fall, and then second semester, we ought to be able to move a little faster because all of our students have had that instruction in the fall. It may be from a different teacher, but here's where you got to support one another. If you're putting in the work to teach that protocol in the fall, your teammates and your folks in your SLC will benefit from that in the spring, just like you will benefit from their work in the fall. Again, it's important work, it's meaningful work, and this is the work that's going to push our students forward. All right, we're about 15 minutes, which is a little long, so I'm going to sign off for today. I made some very delicious pasta with chicken in it, and I'm going to go watch a little Monday Night Football doubleheader. Have a good night or morning or day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Go Falcons.